Hey guys, Coach Katie here, and I am so excited for this next Fit Forever cycle. This is our June 10th launch. It will last for 6 weeks with a 7th week as a deload week. We'll talk about what that means in a minute, but I want to go over the workout programming so that you understand what you're looking at, what you need to be doing, what the purpose of this workout programming is, and what it's going to look like for you, whether or not you work out at home, at a gym, or somewhere in between, at a park. So we're going to have 4 days of lifting. One of those days is going to be a higher intensity HIIT style training day. 3 of the days are going to be very strength training based. The reason we do this is to build muscle. The more muscle that you have, the faster your metabolism works, the faster you burn fat, and the faster that you lose weight on the scale. We always prioritize lifting. So if you're a cardio gal or guy watching this, and you're wondering what sort of split should I do on cardio or strength, prioritize 3 days of strength training. Then if you want to add in a 4th day, add in either that HIIT training day or add in a cardio day. And I'll talk about that in a minute of other cardio options that you can do as far as LISS training goes. Prioritize 3 strength training days. If you are brand new to fitness and you've never done any workouts before, or you have taken a long time off and you're just getting back into it and body weight is what feels good and you're wondering, can I even do this? 100% yes, you can. Let's start with 2 days a week. So pick like Monday, Wednesday, and make Monday, Wednesday consistent for a few weeks before you add in even the 3rd day. So it just depends on what your level of fitness is. These are written for anyone from very, very beginner, never worked out before, to someone who's taken off years and just needs something to help them get back into it, to someone that wants to take this programming and do it at an actual full gym, which is what I do on machines. Sometimes, otherwise I do it at home. So 4 days of lifting, 1 day that is HIIT specific. You're going to see on the app, it's going to say strength day 1A, I think, strength day 2A, strength day 3A, or it says 4A, because in between that, so there's 2 days of strength, 3rd day is the HIIT, high intensity interval training day, 4th day is the 3rd strength day. So I can't remember how I wrote it, but you're going to see 2 strength days, Mondays and Tuesdays. The HIIT day is on Thursdays. The 4th strength day is on Fridays. That does not mean that that's what it has to look like for you. If you are someone that works out better Monday, Tuesday, Friday, Saturday, you can move the workouts on your schedule as needed. If you're someone that wants to do all 3 of those strength days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, and do the HIIT day on Saturday, by all means do that. You can move them around. It doesn't matter. If you're someone that can do a strength day and then you want to follow it up with the HIIT afterwards, you can combine those 2 days as well, one of the days. Every other week rotates. So you're going to see 1A, 2A, 3A, and the next week's going to say 1B, 2B, 3B. The 3rd week's going to go back to the A's, then it's going to go to the B's, and it's going to rotate back and forth for 6 weeks. Reason being is because we are working on progressive overload. Progressive overload is there's more videos about this in the app as well, and you should see them right when you join. But progressive overload is if you're doing a workout for a week, the next week you need to do that same workout or the same muscle groups with either higher intensity, so you work harder at it in a faster amount of time, heavier weight, or more reps. Any of those create a progressive overload, meaning that your body won't stall out. It'll get a good stress stimulus that it needs, and it will build the muscle that it needs. If you don't progressive overload and you use the same weights for weeks over weeks over weeks, and you never increase the weights or you never increase the reps that you're doing with those weights, your body will get bored and it'll just adapt to the stress stimulus that it has, and it won't create that muscle gain. So what you need to do is increase your weights either week over week, or you can increase reps week over week. And we'll talk about that in a minute. But again, week A, week B, different workouts, same muscle groups. So say it's a squatting day, the next week might be lunges. It hits the same muscle groups, but it looks a little bit different. We're also doing drop sets in this cycle. And I am just going to preface this with drop sets can sometimes be a little bit confusing. So if you have questions, feel free to ask them in the Fit Forever fitness group, the one that says fitness in it. That's for all workout related questions. Why do we do drop sets? Well, first thing is, again, on that progressive overload. I'm going to explain this as best as possible, and if there are questions, just please forgive me. But say you have squats. It's going to say 12 to 16 reps. And maybe it's 3 sets. The first set of squats that you do, try and hit 16 with whatever weight you're using. The next set that you do, your body's going to be taxed just a little bit. Your muscles are going to be a little bit fatigued. You may not hit 16 again, and that's fine. Do 15 or 14, whatever you can hit with having just a little bit left in the tank. The next time that you do them in that same workout, so you have like a little bit of a rest and you come back to squats, you're going to be fatigued again, and you're going to hit maybe 12 or 13 reps. That is 100% fine. Don't try to hit the same amount every time. And in fact, I don't want you hitting the same amount of reps every time. I want you lifting heavy enough that you do fatigue your muscles just enough that you can't hit the same amount of reps. If you easily are repping out 16 every single time, that means that we're not heavy enough. And this cycle is geared towards, let's get lean and toned muscle for the summer and look really good in the mirror and in all of our clothes. Okay, so that's the heaviness part of it. A drop set, the purpose of that is to then keep fatiguing those muscles as best as possible and really getting that extra fat burn at the end of it. That's why this type of cycle is really good for summer. We can build that lean and toned muscle, feel really good, but also we can get that fat burn at the end of it by doing a drop set. So what you're going to do, say it's the squats, 16 squats the first time, then you can hit 14, and then you're fatigued enough, you hit 12 the third round, and then you do an immediate drop set. So you do 12 squats, and then you immediately go into a lighter weight. So say you have 2 15-pound dumbbells, you immediately drop to maybe just body weight, and you rep out as many squats as you can. And I wouldn't try and go over 20. If you're going over 20 on any drop set, is probably too light for whatever weight you dropped to. I'm going to pause right now because that was a lot. So write down all the notes that you need. Take a deep breath. You're like, oh my gosh, I've never worked out before. And now you're saying all this lingo to me. I don't even know what you're talking about. This programming, a lot of women and men in the app have been around for a while, so they're used to my programming. But I know that there's a lot of you here that are brand new to fitness or brand new to working out. If you're looking at the app will tell you exactly what to do. It'll say, do 2 sets of squats and strict press. You'll superset them back and forth. It means you do the squats, immediately into the strict press, take a little bit of a rest. Squats and strict press, the reps you're going to hit are going to be less. And then it is written for 2 sets back to back. And then the third set, you're going to do squats immediately into that drop set. And it is written in there. It's going to say squats again, 12 to 16 reps, hit whatever you can, immediately into dropping weight and doing a drop set. And then it's going to tell you strict press, same thing. Do your strict press immediately into a drop set. It's very laid out well in the app. And I know me saying it right now to you, you're like, this is a lot of information and somewhat overwhelming. And this video is already 8 minutes long. So I don't want to continue to overwhelm you. I want you to be able to just know what the purpose of it is. And then if you read the app, you'll understand it. And then feel free to ask questions in the Fit Forever fitness group, because a lot of people that have been around for a minute can probably help us out with this. Okay, each week you can either increase a set if you'd like to. So say the first week you hit 2 supersets. The next week, if you want to hit 3, you can. I will warn you, it takes longer to do a third set than it does 2 sets. So if you have the time, you may be working out a little bit longer. If you add on a set before you get that drop set, that might be for someone who's a little bit more advanced with fitness. If you want to stay with just the 2 sets, the way it's written, and you don't want to add anymore, then what you need to do is just increase your weights the next time that you do that exact same workout. So log your weights. My next notes are black dumbbells versus pink dumbbells. I demo every video in a YouTube video. If I'm using black dumbbells with black ends on it, that means use your heavier weights. If I'm using pink dumbbells, that means use your lighter weights. So you'll see the difference there, and you'll know based on what weights you have too. Some of you are doing body weight, and that's totally fine. Just do body weight. And if it's like an arm raise thing, do either body weight arm raises or hold 2 cans of green beans, something to just add a little bit of that resistance. Asterisks at the end of a workout. So say it says push-ups and there's an asterisk because you're looking at push-ups and you're like, I can't do push-ups. You're going to automatically think that you need to revert to doing them on your knees. And my sub is actually not to do them on your knees because that doesn't build the strength that we want. So if it has an asterisk, watch the video all the way through if you need a sub for something that's like jumping, something like that. Let's see. One day of the week, if you go to the kettlebell icon, this is in the training when you first join the app. the kettlebell icon at the bottom of your app. You open the app, there's a little kettlebell at the bottom in the middle. If you click that, there's some workouts that you can just do whenever you want to. If you want to add another quick HIIT burn at the end of any of your strength, because if you just came off of the April-May cycle, we were doing some extra cardio. Now we're going heavier with drop sets, and we're adding in HIIT style. So if you want to add in another HIIT style workout, do it at the end of a strength day, and you can just click that kettlebell icon and grab any of those. They say combo something or other. Do whatever ones you like best and add those in at the end of your strength day if you have time. That brings me to, if you don't want to do that HIIT specific day in the app, you can do LIST training, which is low intensity, steady state cardio. For 30 to 40 minutes, you can hold a conversation with somebody. So maybe it's just a long hike with a friend. Or you can do the HIIT day, the way it's written. If you're feeling a little bit overwhelmed, because I realize this can definitely be overwhelming, but I want you to be able to get the best results possible. So I have to go into depth about some things. If you are feeling overwhelmed, you could forget this entire video and go look at the app and just do what it says in there. And I think that you'll be successful. Like, it's written very well. So if this video is definitely a little bit like, what? Then just deep breath and look at the app and do it that way. And maybe forget everything I said here. The way it's written, strength, strength, HIIT, strength. Or maybe you just do 2 strength and the HIIT, and that's it. Last thing, for people that want to go do this at a gym, I believe that most of you have been lifting long enough that if you wanted to do this at a full gym, you know what the subs are. I know who you are. There may be some new gals or guys coming in that are that person, and I don't know you yet. In the Fit Forever fitness group in the app, if you have questions about how do I change this into something for the gym, because I like to work out at the gym with machines, you can ask that. I can tell you, you can either do the dirty work of changing the exercise and subbing it out, or what I do is I write this programming for myself too. I look at it, and if it says dumbbell front squats, maybe I do leg press instead, and I just do leg press and I don't even sub it out in the app. So some of us that are tech savvy or maybe aren't tech savvy, we can just look at it and just say, I'm just going to do something else instead and not waste the time to sub out the workouts. So I use it as like a framework, but not necessarily like, here's exactly my guide every day for workouts. But that's because I've been doing this for a long time. So if you're new and you want to get into the gym and you want to do some machines, you might want to actually sub those exercises out. If you're not working out at a gym and you're just doing dumbbells at home, no worries. This workout program is specifically written for you. It's just the people at the gym might want to add some extras. So no worries. Ignore that if you're working out at home. Last thing is you're going to see the word tempo on the cycle. Tempo also is time under tension, the amount of time that it takes for you to do anything with weights. That amount of resistance that you have will help build muscle. And again, we want that muscle. So we do some tempo work in this cycle, and that's also written in the app. And there's a full different video on tempo. I know it's a lot. If it feels overwhelming, just deep breath. And again, the app lays it out perfectly. So this video is just a little bit more verbal information on it, but you don't really even need this video, which by now you've watched the whole thing. So let me know what questions you have. I can't wait to see what happens for you in this, because we have some heavy, or not heavy necessarily, if you can't go heavy, heavy-ish booty stuff. So I know a lot of us want good booties for the summer. So I wrote that specifically for a booty focus for this program. And I think you're going to do great. Let the overwhelm just go past and ask questions where you need to. Okay. Stay tuned for the next video.